Hi everyone, welcome to Grow Your Omnichannel Business. It's a series dedicated to helping e-commerce brands grow their online business. In this specific episode, we'll talk about on-site search. I'm sure many of you would have gone to websites, tried to search your favorite t-shirt or shirt, and you would have seen a lot of results coming in and figuring out the right product which you want to buy. So we are going to talk a little bit about on-site search today. I have with me Aenik Shah, who is the co-founder of Wizzy. I have known him for the last 2+ years. He's one of the subject matter experts when it comes to on-site search. I've seen some incredible work he has done with the brands we have worked on together. Uh, Hi, Aenik.
Thank you, Anshuk, for introducing me. And giving this opportunity to get Wizzy on the Omni series by Adyogi. Wizzy.ai is a search and discovery tool, which powers more than 300 plus e-commerce stores worldwide. And specifically in Indian market, we are number one in the segment. And we power search, filter, autocomplete, detailed analytics on top of it. And we have come up with an instant new features like grid filter, reels view, and many other features which are more easy for the product discovery on any of the e-commerce stores or the D2C brands.
That's very interesting, Aenik. And Aenik, to start with, can you tell us a little bit about how important is having this on-site search box on an e-commerce website? Maybe if you have seen some numbers around how much search actually happens, because I understand a lot of people tend to search on Google also, and then they land on the direct product page. So what are some of the use cases you have seen for on-site search?
In terms of number, I would say, Anshuk, that we have seen 30% of the e-commerce visitors who are coming on the website, right? They go to the on-site search, right? And they search their product there, right? So even just as a random, you just think that when you were last on, say, Flipkart, Amazon, or any of the e-commerce brand, how did you start your journey to buy a product? You actually go search there and you look for the product you're looking for, right? So it starts with search, yeah, but it also then goes that which products you are showing. So even today, if you see any of the e-commerce brands or the D2C brands, right, 90% of the traffic comes from the mobile, right? So it's not only the search, but also the important part of the discovery part of it, that which top 4 products or top 10 products you are showing on the mobile, because most of the users, after seeing 20 products, they drop off from their particular store or the D2C brand, right? So it's very important that the search should be definitely like AI powered or should understand the basic use cases. And also on top of it, whatever the user is searching it, the context should be very clear in displaying the top trending or the top products relevant to your e-commerce store to them. Right? So in terms of number, I think 30% of the users search, right? And in terms of the product discovery, if you see, around 70% of the total sales come from the product discovery. It's either through product recommendation, to merchandising, through searching from it, or to do some other activities like reels view or say video commerce. So these are the activities usually where e-commerce brands or the D2C brands get their sales.
Got it, got it. That's very interesting. I think you also mentioned that when people search on mobile, they typically look at only top 10, 20 products, right? And I'm thinking in my mind that a lot of brands we work at Adyogi have catalogs as high as 500,000, 2,000, right? And imagine I'm searching something like something related to an apparel, right? Maybe a kurta or a t-shirt. How do you decide which top 20 products to show? And maybe some insights there could definitely help.
Sure. So I think, Anshuk, it depends on two things. Firstly, we majorly work on three things. Specifically, it's relevancy, then it's popularity, and then it is personalization, right? So relevance is something like, say, for example, the users who are the first time visitors of the website. We don't have their previous data, that what was their user journey, what were their purchase journey, what were their add to carts if they were not made any purchases, right? So in that case, majorly the relevancy works a good use case for them, right? So we know the personas, we know the persona of this as an e-commerce store, right? So for example, a brand like Jockey, which is our customer. So in one of their category, we know that 75% of the sale in this particular collection comes from a male as a category, right? So in that particular collection, or if any search query is happening, we know that the priority should be given to the gender male related products rather than a female related products, right? So those are the things on the relevancy. Second comes the popularity. So popularity is majorly handled by the brand themselves, right? So we say more of a merchandising. A brand specifically want to show specific products on top of their results, or specific products or specific categories they wanted to show on top of it, or in mid of the waste after 10 products are displayed, I want to show this 2-3 products. They do some A/B testing at their end. So that is where popularity is handled on the brand's level. And third level is personalization. say for example, if say as a user you have already been to that website, already the website know what's your AOV, that you purchase in the range of say 3 to 5 thousand in shirts as a category, right? You purchase more of a light colors, right, in your previous history, right? So we try to show those type of results on top of the personalization. But personalization, we have seen that it only happens between 22 to 25% of the user base, because in many of the user base we don't have that previous data, right? So in that case, we only do personalization between 20 to 25% of the user base who are landing on the website. Rest all users, it's majorly on the relevancy and the popularity.
Got it, got it. And how do you get access to this relevancy or popularity data? I'm assuming you would have some API integrations to make that work.
Correct. So we majorly work with two ecosystems, that is Shopify and Adobe Commerce, that is Magento. So we have our extension and app available for both of the ecosystem, and also on top of it for the enterprise brands, many brands like say Sanko Gold, Soch, they have implemented our API. So we do also provide our REST APIs to them. But yeah, for the easy and seamless integration, we have a plug and play solution for Shopify and Magento.
Got it, got it. And Aenik, what kind of industries have you seen this creating most impact? Like, for example, we work with brands across apparel, beauty, home decor, and we've usually seen that the journeys of discovery of product are very different across these categories. In apparel, you might actually just see a reel on Instagram and like the product and click on the product and directly purchase. But on the
Correct.
other side, in beauty, we may land on the website and start searching for ingredients on the search bar. So,
Correct.
what have you seen in terms of industry where we sort of add this value?
Correct. So Anshuk, I would say that the product is relevant to most of the industries, right? So I will just give use cases rather than industries. Say for example, in terms of apparel and jewelry, definitely it's a good use case, because most of these brands have SKUs of more than 500 or even more than 1,000 in few cases, and in few cases more than 1 lakh or 2 lakh also for a brand like Westside W and those type of brands, right? With variants, I'm saying, right? So,
Yes.
and few for a brands like say home and decor, also the SKU counts goes very high, right? So home decor, apparel, jewelry, fashion, accessories like sports, like Decathlon or those type of customers have majorly SKU size of more than 5k or 10,000 SKUs, right? And the other side of it, if you see more of a beauty brands or health and wellness brands, or say more of a D2C brand like say Vadam Tea or say Amrutam or say Gynekoveda, right? So these are more of a focused brand where the SKU count is say between 50 products to 200, 300 products, right? But in these cases, the search cases more rely on their problem statements. So say for example, a brand like Kapiva, people would search more of a headache solutions, or say diet-free solutions, or a sugar problems, right? So in those cases, VG has a use case on a problem level or on a blog content level. So we don't only power only on the search results, but we also power their blog searches, right? So many of these brands drive their traffic through content, right? So they would have written blogs on specific use cases, right? So people would actually search on the website, landed to that particular blog, they would relate to their problem, right? And after that problem is related, they would find some 2 3 products which they want to do on top of it at the bottom of the blog. So that's also the use case which Visi tries to enable for all of this brand. So it's usually it ranges from 50 60 products for a brand like Kapiva to say a brand like Westside or say Jockey, where the SKU count goes to 1 lakh 2 lakh. Yeah, the use cases vary for all of these brands, right? In Westside Jockey, it would be more than which 5 10 products you are showing, or 20 products or top 30 products you are showing. But for a brand like Kapiva, are you showing the accurate results? Is my first 2 products or 3 products are correct on what user is trying to search on, say problem or the specific use case? So the relevancy and I would say the use case differs, but yeah.
Got it. No, absolutely. And I think I remember this discussion which both of us had around 6 8 months back, and you gave me an example that look, not everybody is searching English. People sometimes type Hindi in English as well. There's a
Right.
something in something like Pila Kurta, and I remember you mentioned that Visi can actually help show the right products even if the search query is not exactly in English. So, can you share with us some examples of what search Visi could have done correctly? But if a
Correct.
brand does not have Visi, then the search results may not be as accurate. Maybe some specific example.
Sure, definitely. So majorly, if you go to the, I would say, majorly if you go to the north and west part of India and even east part of India, so people prefer more of a English words rather than you go to south, right? So this as a trend we have seen it in most of our brands, right? So for example, if you go to say Gujarat part of it, right, western part of it, Gujarat, if you go to the ethnic brand, so people still search with sari, SARI sari instead of
Okay.
SAREE, right? Now people still search with haldi kurta, right? So haldi is one of an occasion which every marriage ceremony has it in India, right? So haldi kurta is search, right? So no one knows that haldi is equal to yellow. Even neither of our dictionary knows that, right? So all of those use cases Wizzy handles very well. So these are more of a, I would say, contextual queries, right? So also on the contextual query now, many of our users search more of a price specific query, gender specific query, size specific query. Say I'm looking for a t-shirt under 5,000. I'm looking for engagement ring, right? So engagement is not any attribute or any category for that particular product catalog in terms of any e-commerce brand. It's more of a context. I'm looking for an engagement ring, right? So Wizzy understands on the contextual part. Also on the top of it, what you said, right? English words, right? Pila kurta, lila kurta. So all of those we understand, right? And also on the few of the use cases, there's the very detailed analytics we provide to the brands. That these are the queries where you're getting the purchase order, and these are the queries where users are landing to your 404 or 0 digit space, right? So even few of the brands, say for example, I don't want to name the brand, but they were selling their boxers on their marketplaces like Myntra and Flipkart and Amazon, but they were not selling boxers on their D2C brand, right? So with Wizzy, they were able to understand, okay, now people are searching for boxers also because we are putting boxers on there. So right after analytics of Wizzy, in less than a week, they started boxers also in their D2C brand. Then we were working with one of the ethnic brand. They were selling saris and kurtas. So people search for this pagdi. If you go to Rajasthan, right, people wear pagdi.
Yes.
So people also search for pagdi there. So they were not selling pagdi there, right? So with Wizzy, they came up with a 5,000 rupees pagdi, and they saw that now they are getting around 80 to 85 orders for pagdi every month on their e-commerce store. So it was a very very good use case for us, that because of us we were able to add those type of orders, and even those analytics now brand used to get after Wizzy, that these are the searches where my users are actually searching for, but I'm not providing those products to them, right? So it's a multi analytics with on top of it contextual and English words Wizzy understand. Even the cases where Wizzy doesn't understand, we provide those analytics to them so they can either improve their catalog, or at a Wizzy level we can improve those search queries at our end, that how we can improve the accuracy level on this e-commerce stores. This is all things we do there.
This is very very interesting, Aenik, because I remember all of us looking to Google keyword analysis all the time, and there's a lot of these keyword analysis data we get from Google, and we say these are the products which, let's say, are getting searched. But I personally never really thought about looking at keyword analysis at the website search level. So whatever happens on google.com also happens on your website search.
And many of our few of the enterprise level brands have also started using Wizzy's data for doing their retargeting campaigns. So recently, one of the brands started doing, say, you would have heard cart abandon, right? So if someone has done
Yes.
add to cart but have not purchased it, right? So you retarget through them a different channels, email, WhatsApp, SMS, right? So now you can also with Wizzy, you can do search abandon. The people who search for it, and those if you are the logged in users, right? And even for the enterprise brands, if you see, many of them right now have mobile apps. So most of these brands have started getting their mobile apps, and they want their 20, 30, 40% of the sales coming from mobile, right? So in that case, even push notification becomes a very good use case for Wizzy. So the people who
Got
have
it.
searched on your mobile app, say for example t-shirts, right? And you just came up for a new t-shirt collection, say after 10 days, 15 days, right? You just wanted to retarget all of your last 30 days or last 6 months users who have searched for t-shirts, or say red t-shirts, or any specific also you can do it, right? So you can just retarget all of those users back, that we have come up with this new collection, right? So now retargeting on Meta and Google is a bit of a costlier than with Visa. It's your own data. You can do free of cost retargeting with your own data to these brands, right? So we have started
Absolutely.
coming up also with the retargeting of these users.
Very interesting. In fact, just to add on to that, I think we are also doing this extensive exercise with Google this year, where we are saying how can we optimize the titles of products. So how
Right.
can you make sure that your right set of attributes are present in the title, so that when the person is searching on google.com, they see those products in time. I think something similar can also be done when we know the search queries happening on the brand.com. We can
Right.
actually use those search queries to optimize the titles, so that next time when they search for a pila kurta, maybe at least they get that right kurta in place.
Correct. Correct.
Um,
Yeah, it's a very good idea. Yeah, for sure.
so, Eric, just one last question. I think most discussions today they don't end without the talk of AI. So I wanted to probably ask you that as well. There is a lot of stuff happening in the AI space, both and also in the search and AI space. I know we keep
Correct.
hearing so much
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
How are you thinking about this space? Are there any AI stuff which which Wizzy is already working on, which you're integrating as well?
Correct. 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 So I think Anshuk, definitely I think no discussions end before AI. So so in terms of search, if you see, we are more of a contextual site search as of today, right? So if you see AI search means more of a vector based search, right? So currently, Wizzy is not powered by a vector-based search, as an honest answer. But yeah, we are aggressively working on our backend part, that how we can enable the vector search with the contextual. So the combination of vector and contextual search would be a rocket for any brands who are using it, right? So for example, today, if you're searching on Visi that I'm going for on a website or any Apple website, right? You just search for that I'm going for a Goa vacation. Help me suggest the 3 days trip itinerary, or say my products for next 3 days, right? So website can suggest you, say, morning, evening, and say 6, 7 pairs of the t-shirts and denim shorts, or whole of those, right? So with today, Visi can't enable that, right? But we are coming with some sort of an vector based search, right, where any of those queries also can help you to provide you a right set of the results, right, where it is not at all connected with the attribute or the content of the current website, but it's more of a, as I said, that I'm going on a vacation in Goa, right? Please suggest me some pads or some clothes for it, right? So all of those type of queries, like, we are planning to roll it out in next 3 months, right? So that's the plan for the next quarter, that VC will be enabled with contextual search. It will be also enabled with the vector AI search on top of it. So that's something what we are doing on the AI part. Yeah, and there's a pipeline also for the AI. So next is AI recommend. We are also planning up. Currently, it's more of a product recommendation based on the contextual. But yeah, after AI search, the next plan is AI recommend. So this is also the pipeline in terms of what AI we are doing.
Got it, absolutely. And vector search definitely sounds very exciting. I'm pretty sure the way AI is progressing, we should see a lot of these coming in the next 3 to 6 months. Thank you so much, Aenik, for taking out this time. I've known you for like over 2 years now. It's been pleasure really interacting with you. Whatever knowledge I have of search on website, I give you all the credit for it. We have personally seen Visi being used by so many of Adyogi brands. And every time I remember this conversation with you, that look, the conversion rate has gone up, their organic conversions are going up, their search conversion is going up. And it's always so interesting to see conversion rate going up, because as a performance marketer, when conversion rate goes up, the revenue goes up. When revenue goes up, our goals get met. So, so it's been super happy working together with Visi. Thank you for taking our time today. Really appreciate the discussion we have had.
Thank you, Anshuk. I think it was a pleasure for hosting me, and thank you again for Adyogi partnership. And I think Adyogi has tremendously supported us also in our journey. And I think, yeah, thanks again, I think, for hosting.